Social media is becoming increasingly intertwined in business communications. While it can be a powerful tool for employees and managers, a lack of proper etiquette and adherence to guidelines can make a small-scale crisis for a company much larger. This was blatantly evident in the PR handling of the 2010 BP oil spill crisis. BP did not have a social media relations plan in place, and as a result, the company's CEO made many blunders in his Twitter response to the initial news of the disaster. The public perceived it as lacking empathy and not appealing to the victims at the beginning of the crisis. When used correctly, social media can be a tool for managers to disseminate information and respond directly to stakeholders' needs and concerns. While many advantages exist for businesses in the use of social media, there are an abundance of examples on how a lack of knowledge related to appropriate social media use can have negative impact during a crisis. BP CEO Tony Hayward's Twitter response to the initial news of the 2010 BP oil spill elicited negative perceptions of BP from the public. Today, I will examine the advantages of social media as a communication tool in crisis communication, along with communication models to guide its usage in business communications. To begin, I will provide definitions of key terms used throughout the discussion to enhance understanding of topics presented. Social media, as defined by the online edition of Merriam-Webster Dictionary, is considered including forms of electronic communication such as websites for social networks and microblogging through which users can create online communities and share information, ideas, and personal messages and other content. For the purposes of this presentation, a crisis is defined by Wendling, Radish, and Jacobson in their 2013 article, The Use of Social Media in Risk and Crisis Communication. A crisis is considered a significant threat to operations that can have negative consequences if not handled properly. During my research, I obtained further information from academic journals such as the International Journal of Research in Business and Social Sciences and the Central European Business Review. In researching the use of social media in business communications, I found a 2015 article published in the Central European Business Review. According to Stronska and Strytesky in 10 Rules for Dealing with Negative Contributions to Social Media is viewed by business professionals as an opportunity to disseminate information to a large audience at a very low cost when compared to traditional forms of communication. In addition to being cost-effective, social media allows for expedient and efficient communication to company stakeholders who are most affected by these crises. Published in the 2013 article, The Use of Social Media in Risk and Crisis Communication by Wendling, Radish, and Jacobson, it elaborates that sharing knowledge through social media can develop direct lines of communication to stakeholders. This is particularly effective in preventing disinformation when little knowledge of the crisis details are available. This is further supported in a 2016 article in Corporate Computer, Human, and Behavior due to businesses responding directly to stakeholders' questions and concerns. This improves understanding of stakeholders' needs and also enhances the business's reputation. A timely response to stakeholders' concerns is imperative in maintaining an organizational reputation and prevents further damage due to disinformation. In 2016, Chivalek, Murati, and Nakati published research in the International Journal of Research in Business and Social Science. Their research concludes that since disinformation occurs so frequently in social media due to free access to everyone, providing information directly from the business through social media decreases the occurrence of disinformation. Appropriate use of social media in the business community is displayed by Facebook's recent integration of location data into their crisis map feature. Facebook has faced controversy in the past in enhancing user interface by integrating location data, but they are now in the spotlight for positive reasons. Facebook's recent innovation allows users to check in as safe during a natural disaster. This effort was praised in a 2017 Forbes article for harnessing location data to promote useful communication during natural disasters. In 2007, Timothy Coombs published Situational Crisis Communication Theory. This theory is a model for communicating during a crisis. He states that STCT provides evidence-based framework for understanding how to maximize the reputational protection afforded by post-crisis communication. Other useful resources aid in guiding social media use in a crisis, such as Strategic Social Media, published by Mahong and Tang. This includes best practices and current research, and tips and guidelines for social media use in the business community. Social media has grown exponentially since its origination, but it's a platform that's often misused due to a lack of knowledge and ethical and moral responsibilities of its users due to its broad access. Despite the risk, there is a potential to provide successful outcomes in crisis communication.